Good morning, everyone. To begin with, we have got Stacey Millar joining us from Stacey's Secret Society. She's got the most gorgeous background behind her, and I love how you're actually matching the background.
I didn't mean to.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Turn the volume down on mine, but I thought if we wanted to say something.
Stacey is going to be running through sort of the three things that nail techs make, three mistakes before sort of leaving your employed job and going into nail tech as a solopreneur. So this would be a really great business mastery for anyone that is looking into solo, anyone that is looking to move away from that employed job into your kind of career and spread your wings as a nail tech. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Stacey. She's going to talk a little bit about what we're going to go through, and also there is going to be some little prizes as well. So over to you, Stacey.
Thank you very much. I'm super excited to be here. So yes, I'm Stacey. I'll tell you a little bit about me in a little moment, but today we're going to be talking about nailing the three things that you need to nail before leaving your employed job so you can have success when you're full-time self-employed. But first of all, I would love for you guys to all take a little picture of your screens right now, and I'll do a little wave in a wee minute. And so take a picture of your screen and tag Staceys Secret Society and Home of Nail Art on your Instagram stories, because this is your opportunity to show up on social media and show your clients that you are committed to learning and growing as a person and in your business. This is your moment to have a little celebration on your social media and show everybody what you get up to on a Monday morning when you're not doing clients, you're here learning. So I'll do a little wave if anybody wants to take a picture or a screenshot. Perfect. So a little bit about me. My name is Stacey and I'm the founder of Staceys Secret Society. I help nail and beauty business owners make their dreams possible without sacrificing their time, their energy, and their values. Because we are in this business to fulfill our creative passions and make money, but we aren't here to burn ourselves out and fall into the trap of hustle culture. Now, what I mean by falling into the trap of hustle culture is sacrificing things that are important to us, like time with our loved ones, times to ourselves to relax and switch off, time for basic things like eating and sleeping. And I've been a nail tech and beauty therapist for 9 years. So I've been around the block when it comes to my career in beauty. I've worked from the kitchen table in my mum's house. I've worked mobile. I've been employed. I've been self-employed. I've worked in a massive salon. I've worked in a tiny salon. And more recently, I've upgraded my small studio to a bigger studio and rebranded, which is a super exciting milestone in my career that has signified the values that I've built my nail and beauty business around. So I've done a little bit of everything, and there's pros and cons to whichever business model you decide to build your business around. And it's also okay to change your mind. Nothing is set in stone, but whichever business model you choose, the fundamentals I'm going to be teaching you today are the same if you want to build your business for more money, more time, and more freedom. So make sure you stick around to the end, because as a thank you for welcoming me into your amazing community this morning, I'm going to be giving you access to my ebook, The Fully Booked Formula, for free. So stick around to the end and I'll show you how you can get access to that. And Laurie is going to be monitoring the chat box to pick the winner of who is the most engaged in the chat today. And the winner is going to have the opportunity to receive a hot seat coaching session from myself at the end of this business mastery. So I'm super excited for that. My first question I want to ask you guys is, does anybody do nails as a side hustle right now? And let me know what your other job is, as well as being a nail tech. Because today I'm going to be sharing the 3 common mistakes that I see nail techs make when you are building your business, how they are holding you back from being a full-time entrepreneur, and how to overcome them. I'm just gonna have a little look at the chat, see what everyone's saying. Oh wow, there's lots of you. So we've got receptionist, project manager. Oh, I love that. Fab. So mistake number 1. You copy what everyone else is doing on social media. So instead of learning how to use your business to utilize your business social media platforms and understanding the sales psychology behind it, you look at what other fully booked and successful nail techs do on social media and you end up copying them. And while it's fine to get ideas and inspiration, this method is holding you back from filling your diary with enough regular clients so that you can leave the safety net of your employed job and be self-employed full-time, which is your dream. So the people you're copying from might have different goals from you. They might be educators, so their marketing strategy goal might be more to attract students onto their courses, or they might be salon owners who are trying to attract a different type of ideal clientele into their salon. Or they might be trying to be seen by brands so that they can go down the route of being a content creator. Or you might be blending into the crowded online space. In a time where social media is the most powerful tool to start and grow your business as a nail tech, it's easy for your account to blend in with the rest of the online space if you copy what other nail techs are doing. What are you doing differently to other salons and nail techs in your area, and how can you stand out from the crowd? And attracting the wrong type of clients. There are all different types of clients that you won't want, and you won't want to work with every single type. Some clients like to book last minute on the day appointments. Some like to plan their full year out in advance. Some clients are looking for a low budget manicure, and believe it or not, some clients are spenders and they want to pay a higher price point for their manicures. And then you've got all the different types of nail enhancements and nail art variations that are on offer, and your marketing message on social media needs to speak that. So instead of wasting time scrolling through Instagram and copying what other nail techs are doing, you need to get clear on what your goal is before you create and post content, and understand how you can achieve that goal through every single piece of content that you put out there. And instead of blending in with the crowd with the same old content that every other nail tech is posting, be creative and learn how to stand out and give your audience a reason to pick you over the other local nail techs and salons that are in your area. And understand who your ideal client is. You all have similar goals as nail techs. You want to make clients feel good about themselves, but you also have different goals. So you might want to specialize in repairing nails after a client has had an allergic reaction, or maybe you want to be known for your wild and crazy intricate nail art designs on super long nails, or maybe you want to provide a quick and speedy service for the busy working mum, or maybe you want to promote self-care and luxury services. Does that make sense to everyone? Let me know in the chat. And if you want to share something that you look for in your ideal client. I'm just going to go back and read some more of the chat. I've read that. Mine's not a side hustle, but as quiet as a side hustle. So Evie, are you self-employed full-time just now and you're trying to build it up? And are you saying that it's a side hustle because you're not quite busy enough for it to be full-time yet? Just sold my coffee shop and retrained. Oh, that's exciting. Still building my clientele. Well, my ebook at the end is going to really help you when you're building your clientele. Part-time. The nail art. Oh, I love that. That's so exciting. Fab. So I'm going to move on to mistake number 2. Investing in your business unwisely. So you've trained in nails and you've landed yourself a few regular clients, but you're at the point where you're struggling to fill your diary in with enough clients to justify going self-employed full-time. So this is where you might make the decision or you're considering training in new treatments to expand your service menu in the hope that your diary will get busier. And I'm going to explain to you why this doesn't always work. So first of all, you increase your business outgoings and reduce your take-home profit. You need to invest in the training course itself, then the new equipment, then the new products, and then the new tools. And then you need to replenish those products, replace old and broken equipment and tools. And you'll end up sitting with products on your trolleys and in your drawers that have layers of dust on them because they're not getting used. And this is money, and the money that you spend on this could have been profit in your pocket or put towards a better investment for your business. Shiny object syndrome. Let me know in the chat if you suffer from shiny object syndrome, because I know I'm very, very guilty of this. Now, what I mean by shiny object syndrome is when the newest and the latest thing is trending and you need to have it and you need to be a part of it. For example, during lockdown, I ended up on the lash extension side of Instagram. I never intended of being a lash tech because my passion had always been in nails. But when I was being constantly fed pictures and videos showing me how easy it is to do lashes and how much money you can make from them per hour. And suddenly I found myself training in lash extensions and buying my kit. The long story short, that phase of my career didn't last very long because I realized it wasn't easy, like everybody made it out to believe, and I didn't feel passionate about them. So I quickly removed them from my service menu. But then I was just left with a drawer full of lashes, glue, the fans, lash pads, all the different types of tape. It was all left in my drawer. And I had invested in all this stuff that I no longer needed. Has anyone ever done anything similar to this before? So we need to think, how can you best utilize your time and finances to grow your business? Is investing in services that you don't feel passionate about? Or is it investing in learning how to actually fill your diary and reach your goals in the one area that you are passionate about? I've done a lot of training courses in my career, and I started off training in gel polish and acrylics. Then I went to college to train in waxing, massages, facials, etc., all of the beauty therapy. And then over the years, I've even paid my own money to train in things like brow lamination, lash lifts, extensions. And let me tell you a little secret, I regretted most of them. The only treatment I didn't regret training in is nails, going back to where I started. And that's what I specialise in now. So just think of all that money I've wasted over the years training in treatments I believed would make me more successful, more busy, and more in demand. Whereas the courses I have invested in that taught me how to be more advanced in my niche, or how to market my services on social media, and how to properly run a successful business as a sole trader, have been the best investments that I have ever made. I'm just going to go read the chat, see if there's any questions or anything. Here. I may have invested in too many nail colours. See, now that's an investment I feel is a fair investment, because we like options. So I've got my whole kit, but when a new collection comes out, I'm always first, that is going in my basket. I need the new kit. Bought a lot of acrylic powders, but decided I'd enjoy doing extension. I was the same, I used to do acrylics, and I've stopped doing acrylics now and specialise in builder gel. And I know it's easy to be influenced, especially with all the shiny products on the market. So I'll move on to mistake number 3. If you are currently doing nails as your side hustle right now, while you're working your employed job, I'd love for you to let me know in the chat the number one thing that is holding you back from handing in your notice to your employer tomorrow. What's the one thing that's stopping you from doing that? The big reason, the main thing. Oh, 2 seconds, I'm just thinking my screen. 2 seconds while I try and fix my screen share. Laura, is that looking okay from your end?
Mute myself. I'm obviously still not used to that.
That's okay.
That looks absolutely perfect. I can see.
Perfect. Thank you. I just pressed a button. I didn't mean to, and it went all funny, so that's fine. So mistake number 3, you don't have a plan. So the key to knowing when you're ready to leave your employed job and go self-employed full-time is when you have created and forecasted a business plan. So I don't mean the templates that you can just download from Google or pick up at the job centre. I mean a business plan that has been specially designed for self-employed nail techs. Has anyone ever attempted to fill in a business plan before? I know when I was given one by a career advisor years ago, I didn't understand any of it or how to fill it in. And it actually left me feeling more confused than what I was before. And it's probably one of the reasons that it took me so long to leave my employed job. But the business plan that I actually used to start my nail and beauty business is the reason why it was so successful right from the start. It made the transition between employment into self-employment so much easier, and I felt confident I had everything in place to make it work. So the types of things that your business plan can help you forecast when you're designing your business around your lifestyle. You can create and be in charge of your own rota and annual leave. You will know exactly how many clients you'll need and what to charge them. You can build your service menu and decide what products you need to order from what suppliers. And you can work out where you want to set up your business, whether you want it to be mobile, work from home, rent a space in a salon, rent a studio. And you can sit and weigh up all the pros and cons of all the different types of scenarios and figure out which one's going to fit in with your lifestyle. And when I say your lifestyle, it's like, when do you ideally want to wake up for work in the morning? When do you want to finish work for the day? When would be the perfect time to have your lunch break? How much money do you actually want to earn, and what do you want to earn it for? Is it for saving to go on fancy holidays? Is it for so you have money to do things with the kids? All these different types of things. Maybe you just want to have a massage once a week. I know that was one of my ones when I first started. I was like, I wish I could afford to just have a massage and have time to have a massage once a week, because I absolutely love going for my massage, especially as someone who goes to the gym and my body does get aches and pains. It was like one of the biggest, most important things for me when I started as a nail tech, self-employed full-time. As part of my course. Lunch break. Yes, we should be having lunch breaks. Not filled in a business plan. Have to get enough income to still put my child into nursery. Yes. Fear of awkwardness in the salon until I leave. So I've spoke to a few people about that, having that fear of like that awkwardness and like what people are going to say when you leave, and just it's the uncomfortable talking behind your back and everything like that. And let me just tell you, I 100% relate to this, because I had that when I left my employed job. So I worked in a salon before, and that was the biggest thing that created anxiety. I felt like I was letting people down. They weren't going to understand, everything like that. But at the end of the day, the most important, this is your life. So the most important thing is that you do what's right for you. Yes, people are going to talk, but let them. You're going to be going and doing and focusing on your own thing, your new thing. This is your life, and this is what you want to do. Yes, I love that. I love that being a nail tech fits in around my girls. Yes, the overthinking is intense. Letting people down, definitely something that's holding me back. That's definitely something that can be worked on, because it's not something that you just wake up one day and decide, I'm just not going to overthink about it anymore. It's stuff that you need to work through, but it can be done. So I provide a business plan template that I designed especially for people in our industry who want to go self-employed full-time, or they've been winging it and want to iron out the creases and do things properly with a bit more structure, or they need to go back to basics so that they can have clarity on which direction they want to take their business. Give me a hands up in the chat if that sounds like something you need in your life. Yes, we all need this. Love that. When did you write your business plan? So it's probably about maybe 2 months before I decided to hand my or 2 months before I actually handed my notice in. And then I had maybe like a few weeks of kind of thinking back and forth if this is actually the route that I want to go down, and just kind of speaking it out with like friends and family, thinking like this is my, and showing them, being like this is my idea. I've got this proof that this is going to work. Just for a little bit of approval, and like, yes, Stacey, that's a good idea. Like, I think you've covered all bases, and you've thought about everything that you need to do and prepare to actually leave your employed job and go self-employed full-time. And it's not as big a risk because you've got this well thought out plan. How big was your client base before you left employment? So I had a full client base before I left employment, but you'll probably all know this, like when you're working in a salon, you tend to have a contract that says you can't take clients with you, can't tell them where you're going, can't post on social media. And I had that contract, so I wasn't allowed to tell anybody that I was going. So I basically started from scratch. I did have maybe like a handful of clients that did find me. Like if they really want to find you, they'll find you. But other than that, everything else that I did to build my client base, which I'll tell you a little bit about in this fully booked formula, was through other methods. I didn't take the majority of those clients. I need to have a business plan that excites the ADHD brain. I brought everything to start nails, and I bought everything to start nails, and as soon as it came to working out my costings and how much I should charge, my brain just, yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Yeah, ADHD brain. I've heard a lot. I don't suffer from ADHD myself, but I have heard that that's very common in the industry, and that's how we tend to get into this kind of industry, because it suits the ADHD brain. And I just love that it's like brought a whole community of people together where you all talk about it and you are all open and transparent. I'm just going to move on so you can scan this. So yes, as I was saying at the beginning, I want to give you free access to my ebook, the Fully Booked Formula. I feel like it's going to help so many of you. So inside, I spelled the 5 secrets on what I did to go from 0 clients to fully booked in just 3 months. Yeah, I was fully booked in 3 months because of everything that I did inside here. So you can just scan the QR code that's on your screen. But if you're on your phone and you can't scan it, I don't know if screenshotting will work, but if not, then I'll pop the link to Laurie and she can post it somewhere for you guys. And then I just wanted to finish off by telling you a little story about imposter syndrome. So does anyone know what imposter syndrome is or has experienced it before? Let me know in the chat. But basically, imposter syndrome is the self-doubt of intellect and skills among high-achieving people. So in other words, when we find ourselves comparing ourselves to others in the nail industry, we don't feel like we deserve the opportunity to have the same success, and we're scared that we will be found out and that basically we're imposters. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Because you know, when you're worried that people will be thinking, who do they think they are? They don't know what they're talking about. And I feel like this kind of resonates with what we're just talking about. We're worried about what people will think about us if we decide to leave our employed job, especially in the salon. What if they're going to be thinking things like, who does she think she is, going out on her own? All these types of things, like, and doubts going on inside of her head. And these can hold us back from so many amazing opportunities. But the truth is, you are good enough. You're more than qualified to follow your dream of being self-employed full-time. You might just need a helping hand to get to that point, because you deserve it just as much as anyone else does. You work just as hard and you dream just as big. And when you're experiencing imposter syndrome, that means you're just ready to unlock a new level of growth, because you have been stuck inside of your comfort zone for far too long. When I left my employed job to become self-employed full-time, it was the best decision I have hands down ever made in my whole life. The only thing that I regret is literally not doing it sooner. But because the best things in life can happen when you step outside of your comfort zone. I'm just going to have a wee read at the chat. I'm an imposter. You're absolutely not an imposter. Something that one of my business coaches actually said to me was that imposters don't feel like imposters. So if you're feeling like an imposter, it's because you're not an imposter. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Yeah, feeling like an imposter on social media, is that what you meant, Olivia? Yeah, that's really common as well, because it's like all eyes on you and you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your thoughts, your creations into the world. So it's perfectly natural to feel like that. I like to reframe it and think, what do I think when I see other people on social media? Am I judging them? If I'm not judging them, if anything, I'm looking up to them thinking, I wish I had that confidence to do that, or I wish I came up with that idea. I'm always thinking of it as in awe rather than who do they think they are. I have at the moment with the job I'm in now, nothing to do with nails. Okay. Instagram gives me so much anxiety. Why do you feel like Instagram gives you so much anxiety, Evie? Oh, you're welcome, Olivia. Fab. And I just want to finish by saying thank you for joining, and I've popped some QR codes on the screen again if you want to scan or screenshot them. You've got then my Instagram, and again I've put the one up for the free ebook. And just while people are still typing it in the chat, I would like Laurie to announce the winner of the hot seat coaching.
Okay, so you're all so engaged. This is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. We did a Halloween competition in October, and I had to pick a winner, and you best believe I spent most of the weekend looking at nails and being mesmerized by nails. So yeah, it took me 3 days to choose a winner. promise I'm not going to keep you on here for 3 days. But from the engagement and everything that is being said, I do think Lydia, you've been fantastic. You've really put your point across. So congratulations. Everyone else, you've all just been really engaged, and obviously it's important for you to be able to ask questions and feel safe asking questions. I mean, that's what we do these things for, is to make it a safe space for you to open up and basically get down to anything that is in your mind, anything that's worrying you, anything that you feel like you would like to overcome. These are why we do these things. We do them because we want you to be the best version of yourself. And that's why you're in the community as well, because you want to be able to be open and transparent. So yeah, amazing. I mean, I'm looking at all these comments now. I can't keep up, guys. I'm just looking through these comments. So yeah, you've all really, sounds like you've really taken something away from this. I mean, has anyone got any questions for Stacey? Anyone got anything that they'd like to cover off?
Well, I would love to chat with everybody. I honestly would, but obviously we've only got time to do one today on the back of this business mastery. So if Lydia's comfortable with putting her camera on and her mic on, I wouldn't mind chatting with you just now, if you don't mind. And then everyone else, if you do have any questions, my DMs are open, so you're welcome to pop in and chat to me there. But yeah, I would love to get you all on this Zoom today and just chat to you all day. But I would imagine everyone's got things to do, so.
I can't pull me out like that to put the camera on.
Oh, you don't need to put the camera on. You don't need to if you don't want to.
Hey, be able to see. I look awful, mind. It is a Monday morning, guys, okay?
Well, there's no such thing as looking awful, I promise you.
Hi.
Can you see me? I don't know how to use Zoom.
We can see you. First time Zoom.
First time Zoom. I only learned how to use it last week with Larry's Zoom meeting last week.
Yeah.
So it's all brand new to me still.
That's okay. If it makes you feel better, this is my second time screen sharing on Zoom, and I had to come on a little bit early just to make sure it was all okay, because I was like a little bit nervous about the tech side of things. So it's okay. We're all learning.
Every day's a school day, as they say.
Absolutely. So is there anything in your nail business that you would like to ask me for support on right now? Anything that's maybe come up for you while I've been talking today?
I don't know where to start. I get very excited on the HONA website and order everything that I possibly can. The apron's amazing, guys. Whoever's got it, congratulations, it's perfect. But I have no clients to show this off to. But I started that apron. I did my training with Charlotte back in August, and I kind of went live in the salon on the 1st of November, and I've consecutively had like 1 to 2 clients a day since. But I don't know how to build that to be busier. I don't know how to get my Instagram to be more to get more views on Instagram, more followers. I don't know what I'm doing. So
what are you doing on your Instagram just now? And do you have any other social media platforms, or are you just solely Instagram?
I've just created a Facebook page as well. So I'm sharing on both of them. But Instagram it's not very aesthetically pleasing. When I go on other people's Instagrams, it looks perfect. Mine's quite thin, I think. But I try and be as kind of normal and transparent as I possibly can. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just taking everything that.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So my question to you is, put yourself in your client's shoes. If you were looking for someone new to do your nails, lashes, hair, waxing, whatever the treatment would be, what would you look for on their page? Would you look for how aesthetically pleasing their page looks, or what else would you look for?
How good they are at their job, I think.
And what's the things that makes you believe that they're good at their job?
Interaction. Definitely interaction, like how many followers and likes that they're getting, like if they're big in the game or not. But yeah, I think I'm trying to be very myself with my Instagram page. So just completely transparent, I think. And I think I'd look for that in somebody else. Like I'd want to become that person.
Yeah.
So
I get what you mean. Absolutely. I agree with the like being yourself on social media, and like you said, the transparency as well. I think like things like showing your face, putting your personality into your social media as well, that's really good at attracting clients, but not just any client. It's going to attract clients that align with you and they can fit your vibe. So that's really, really good. The aesthetically pleasing thing, yes, it's nice to go on Instagram and see a beautifully laid out grid, but at the end of the day, we don't all have time for that. And it's not always going to work how you want it to work. And I don't believe personally, from again a client's perspective, that that's the be all and end all of someone who's going to be good at doing the treatments. Like the girl that I go to for my lashes is absolutely amazing, but her social media page is not so good. But because like they're not aesthetically looking good, if that makes sense. But what she writes on her social media, that's what draws me in. That's what makes me think, oh, she's good at her job. She knows what she's talking about. I feel safe going to her. I feel like I can trust her. So I think you need to reframe, instead of worrying about how your Instagram page looks, think, what are you actually putting on it? What are you saying about this stuff?
Yeah, I think captions are very short and catchy. That's what I'm trying to give, but actually I want to be informative and I want to be able to what I do and what I use.
Yeah, absolutely. And think about what's the client getting out of it. So when a client's reading your caption, what are they going to get out of that? If you list, for example, I used this tool like to do the cuticles, I used this. I'm just trying to think of examples. Yeah, if I use this tool, I use this glitter, I use this pigment. Yes, that's not always bad, like having a list of what colours and glitters and stuff you use. But at the end of the day, they really don't care what cuticle pusher you used, what e-file bit you used. And that's something I see on social media a lot. That's obviously nothing personal because I've never seen your Instagram. But it's something I see a lot. And I'm like, the clients, they don't care about that. They want to read it and think, right, if I'm going to read this, what am I going to get out of it? How is this, me reading this, going to help me or help me make a decision to do something that's going to help me?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's what kind of takes me back to what I was saying earlier on in the business mastery, where we tend to I see a lot of people just copying what other people do on social media. I have been guilty of that as well. When I first started, I was like, okay, they seem to know what they're doing. I'll just kind of take ideas and inspiration from them. But that wasn't the fast track to my growth. The fast track to my growth is when I started offering value to my clients on social media and showing them, how can I help you?
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
That makes sense. Amazing. Anything else you want to ask today?
And there'll be loads now as soon as this finishes. It's like an interview, isn't it? As soon as it finishes, at the moment, I don't think so. I'm just caught by surprise.
Okay. I know, that's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. Or if you do think of anything else, feel free to pop me a DM on Instagram because I would love to chat to you. I'd also love to have a little snoop at your Instagram as well, because I bet it looks more amazing than you think.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being brave and putting your camera on as well.
I haven't seen myself yet. I have no idea what it looks like.
Beautiful.
But thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Fab.
I just sorry, just 1 second. I totally realised I missed out a slide, so I'm just going to go back one because it was a nice way to finish off the whole business mastery. So, oh no, I didn't miss out a slide. I just missed out reading the information on the slide. Sorry. So after I told you the story about imposter syndrome, I wanted to finish off by saying, make 2024 the year that you finally quit your employed job and follow your dream of being your own boss. Again, you can scan the QR code and then pop me a DM on Instagram saying the words 2024, and I would love to chat with you and give you more information about how we can make that possible together in a couple of months' time. Thank you. Back to the thank you page.
Perfect. Of course, yeah. Someone's just asked in the chat as well, can we share handles here so we can share? Of course you can. Yeah, absolutely. I just popped a little comment back. Amy has said, Stacey, I think you're my auntie's nail tech.
Oh, what's your auntie's name?
Oh, Will.
I'm trying to think, McPherson. I don't know if it would be the same last name. Oh, yes, yes. What a small world.
Oh,
love that. So So Amy, where are you from? Because I know Beth's got family like all over. So I'm like, this is such a coincidence. Yes, oh amazing. Yeah, she said she was going down. Oh, well, if she's sitting there with you, I don't know, then hi Beth. Oh, that's so funny. I love that.
I love it when things like that happen. I don't know
I
why.
know. I'm
How?
like, literally, what are the chances? She's at my mum's. Well, you can tell her that I said hi.
Oh, that's fab. Absolutely
What a
fab.
small world.
I think also for those that are sharing Instagram handles, someone did post in the community the other day, and we do often have regular posts in there, so you can follow other community members that are in the HONA community. On Instagram, there's always a little post that there. I think the one that we had last time had like 60 plus comments on it. So lots of people to follow, lots of inspiration. We've got our brand ambassadors, educators as well. Obviously, if you wanted to follow their Instagram handles, they've always got they always show like the bottles and things like that, different ways of using videos, different ways you can maybe like alter your Instagram. I know lots of people do struggle with Instagram. It's time as well though, isn't it? I mean, time is definitely something that we need on our side with these types of things, and being a nail tech, obviously with your routines. If anyone did attend the Moonlight Fiesta event, we had one person in particular that was doing 10 to 12 clients a day, and couldn't find time for the social media kind of thing. So it is all about finding your routine, finding what works for you, the balance, prices, etc. It all adds up to making that it's a seamless process for you. But yeah, has anyone got any questions before we let you all go for the morning?
And just while people are thinking of questions, I just wanted to respond and just say, I absolutely agree. And I think that's why the business plan side of things is so important. I feel like a lot of people in the nail industry, when they start their business, they fall into the trap of thinking, okay, I'll charge low so that I can get more clients in the door. And then you end up, because you're so cheap, loads of people are coming to you, but you could earn the same amount of money by doing less clients and working less if you like factor that into your business plan. And I'll be honest, I didn't do that straight from the beginning. Yes, I had a bit of a higher price point than other people in my area, but I still worked crazy hours because I believed, oh, everyone wants late nights, everyone wants weekends. And then as I was going along my like kind of career, I was like, I don't want to work late nights, I don't want to work weekends. And I was like, it's okay if I don't want to. So I just got my business plan back out and I re-looked at everything and thought, right, how can I make this work? How can I earn the same, if not more money, while working the hours that I actually want to work, not what my clients want me to work, not what's expected of me to work, what I actually want to work. And since doing that, that's been a big move and a big change in my lifestyle as well.
Oh, Lydia just said as well that Moonlight Fiesta event set the fire underneath my feet to do this. Thank you. You're very welcome. I think we had the best time. I'm still not over it. I think I've gone into like this little like Moonlight Fiesta blues stage where I'm like, I just want Moonlight Fiesta back.
Is that like an annual thing, or how often do you do that? Or is that the first time?
Yeah, so we do these. So we try and do every 6 months. So it's more like a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
But the next one is going to be a bit more than 6 months. I'm not going to give too much away. Just because we've got dates, but we haven't quite got everything nailed down yet. But we are planning the next one already. I think we all jumped at it as soon as Moonlight Fiesta ended. We had a day of rest, and then we were like, right, when's the next one?
Yeah.
So yeah, and with these events as well, we have like we have speakers, mindset speakers. We've got people that do about get up and go and not feeling the fear. We had Claugasmic there. We had our BA Sasha, who's now got the Fierce Company. And we also had Abigail Clark as well, events agency, marketing. So we sort of try and hit things from all angles where people are struggling within the industry, or just one of those things where if people want to ask questions, you know, those professionals are there to help as well. Yeah. But yeah, it was a ball of fun. I mean, the sort of like business mind went out the window at night time because we all had a bit of a boogie. It was great. We had a mariachi band as well. They were amazing. They were so good. But yeah, if anyone's got any more questions, fire away now. And
I'd also love to know, what's everyone's biggest takeaway from the 3 mistakes that I've pointed out today? I'd love for you to let me know that in the chat as well, what your biggest takeaway is. I currently charge a little more for out-of-hour services, but I was thinking about opening one long day a week so people don't have to pay more if they work 9 to 5. What do you think? So I think it's completely up to you. If you're happy working that extra long day and you feel aligned to do that and it fits in with your lifestyle and you're not, the thing that I always ask myself, and this was taught to me by my therapist a couple of years ago, if you're saying yes to something, what are you saying no to? So if you're saying yes to staying late and working to fit clients in, what are you saying no to? You could be saying no to time to yourself, time to have a good dinner, time to spend with your partner, your husband, or whoever, time to spend with your kids, all these things, time to go to that workout class that you always promise you'll go to after work. So if you're saying yes to doing clients, what are you saying no to? And if you don't want to say no to those things, how can you make it work so that everybody's happy, so that you're happy, your clients are happy, everything like that? Business plan. Oh, wow. So yeah, Olivia, it depends if you want to. If you want to work that, then that's absolutely fine. You can make that work. But if it's something that you feel like you'll resent doing, then I would look at how can you work the hours you want to work and change your prices and timings to reflect that so that you're not losing out on money. Because at the end of the day, yes, some people work 9 till 5, but not everybody works 9 till 5. Some people, like a lot of people are working at home now and can come during the day. Like most of my clients come during the day and they'll sit and just make sure they're answering emails and stuff while I'm doing their nails. Or there's plenty of people who do work late nights and they want to work late nights, and that's fine. So when I dropped working late nights, I just said to my clients, look, I'm not doing late nights anymore. If you want to come during the day, I can accommodate you then. If not, I've got recommendations for people who will do late nights. And yes, it's sad. It's always sad to say goodbye to clients, but it made me happier. My quality of life is better now because I have a more structure, more routine, and I have time for work and I have time for life. Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to be working from home and want people to be able to bring their kids so they don't need to find childcare. Will I need a different insurance? I think the best person to ask that is your insurance company. They'll know more than me because all insurance companies are different. I'm not too sure who you're with, but it'd be worth just phoning them up and asking the question, and then at least you got the answer. So you don't need to. It's a good idea though. So if you can find someone, if you find an insurance company who are happy with that, then that's really good. And then that's a good unique selling point as well. You can market that to your clients. Anyone else got any questions? And what is everybody up to today? Is anybody working? Has anyone got clients, or is it this day off, admin day, doing their own nails day?
How do you do your own nails?
What was that, sorry?
How do you all do your own nails? I can't do it, guys. How do you do it?
I don't know if it's something you can either do or you can't do. I don't know, or just practice.
I struggle. Now I'll show you how much I struggle. One hand is done. I got one hand with blue French and one hand is completely plain. That is the life of a nail tech, apparently. Yeah. So I've viewed as one hand is always complete and perfect, and the other hand is just incomplete. But I struggle with my non-dominant hand. It's hard. Who was it that said to me? Oh, Morgan said a little trick is with your non-dominant hand is to, rather than struggle moving the brush if you're doing details, is to move the finger, because you've got a lot more control over the finger than you have over the brush. I mean, yeah. I just didn't even attempt it, to be honest, because I'm not going to set myself up for disappointment. But lots of people as well tend to be able to use both hands if you're lucky enough. Is it ambidextrous, I think? Yeah. Hands. Yeah, that's my input on it. If anyone's got any much better ideas than just do one hand.
Yes, give the suggestions. I think that's just life of, like you say, life of a nail tech. And it's like, if someone goes, wow, can I see your nails? You always show them the good hand, never the bad hand. You're like, don't look at this.
My goal to be self-employed is to be able to go and have my nails done by somebody else every 3 weeks.
Yes, I love that. You can put that into your business plan.
Yeah.
You can decide when do you want to go to this appointment, and how much do you need to earn to afford to get your nails done every 3 weeks.
This is true.
Have that as like a little budget pot.
Yeah. But I don't lie. I'm very, obviously you've all seen me. I'm in comfies this morning. I was in the salon until 11:30 last night, opening the HONA advent calendar because I couldn't.
Did you
Love
open
that.
it all?
Opened it all. Opened the whole thing.
So many people have. Don't worry, because there's a lot in there that people could use for Christmas.
It's
Or
absolutely.
you could really, really, really wind yourself up and leave it until the 12 days of Christmas. But I think we made a massive mistake by letting it out halfway through November.
I couldn't wait. There's no way I could wait.
Oh, I know we've tried not to give too much away, so it can be almost like if you want to open it, you open it. If you want to keep it for the 1st of December, keep it for the 1st of December. So you tried not to let too much sort of slip, but it's so hard. It is so hard. It's like keeping a bigger secret. It's just difficult.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Doing my sister's nails. Oh, how lush. Ambidextrous. I'm jealous. I am jealous. I'm ambidextrous. I'm not gonna lie. Removal is bad. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Oh, it's not letting me go up. But yeah, if anyone's got any more questions, do appreciate we're coming up to 11 o'clock now. We've been on here for about an hour coming up. If anyone's got any questions, let us know. Now is the time to ask. Otherwise, thank you everyone. It's been absolutely lovely having you all on here and having you everyone so engaged, and I feel like everyone's taken a lot from this. Obviously feedback is always appreciated as well. I love a bit of feedback. But yeah, don't forget to put your photos on Instagram, your screenshots of the little wave. And yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, Stacey, thank you so much. I mean, we planned this a month and a half ago, if not a bit longer, and it's just I've learned things as well. I mean, I'm obviously not looking to go solo anytime soon. But
it's good to know.
Absolutely. But you never know what's around the corner for you as well. And I think it's really nice to have something like this in place before the end of 2023. It just doesn't seem right. And going into 2024 with lots in your mind, lots of decisions to make. Like Stacey said, the only regret that she has is not doing it sooner. So hopefully it can give everyone that confidence and the confidence to be able to go solo. I mean, you're in the industry for a reason. You're in the industry because you love it, because you love nails, because you love beauty, because you love art, because you're creative. And that is the first tick of the box, is being in something that you love. I think that's so important, because it's a passion, and when you're passionate with something, you're always going to succeed in it. So yeah, I hope that everyone has taken a lot away from this. And if there's anything we can ever do to help, obviously Stacey's always a DM away, and so are we. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been lovely having you all on this morning.
And thank you all for having me as well. And thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you all showing up for yourselves today, and for just being so welcoming as well. So thank you.